It's Friday, the 15th of November, 2024. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 big stories to get through in 5 minutes. Let's get cracking. Story number 1, the employment market showed signs of slowing last month. Just as the Reserve Bank Governor, Michelle Bullock, warned the jobs market remained tight, preventing the central bank from cutting rates.
The unemployment rate came in at 4.1%, third straight month at that level, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics. 15,900 people found work. An extra 8,300 became unemployed. It was actually a weaker than expected number, and it ends a run of 6 months of really strong numbers for the labour market. Participation is still high, 67.1%. That's people looking for work or in a job. The numbers came after Michelle Bullock, the Reserve Bank Governor, was speaking at an ASIC conference. She said that the Reserve Bank surveys people, they have liaison programs with businesses. What they're hearing is that the labour market is still tight and it's hard to get staff. She said strength in the jobs market probably reflects the population growth and the strong demand that we've experienced. It's why Australia hasn't started its rate cutting cycle, unlike countries like the US, UK, Canada, New Zealand and Europe.
So what do the numbers mean then, Sean? Do the October labour force figures push the argument then that rates should fall early next year?
Perhaps a little bit, but it's only 1 month. I mean, in September, it was 61,000 new jobs were created, and there's been 6 months of outperformance. The employment market needs about 39,000 jobs each month to stop the unemployment rate rising based on the current level of immigration. Obviously, we're well below that in October. We're seeing a real split in the market. The private sector is pulling back, but not the public sector. 70% of jobs growth over the last year has been in that non-market sector, education, health, public service, that type of stuff. One thing was interesting yesterday. National Australia Bank came out after the numbers and said it doesn't think that the next rate cut will be until May next year. It's pushed out from February out to May.
All right, moving on to story number 2 now. The government of Mali is demanding $160 million or about 250 million Aussie dollars from gold group Resolute Mining as it continues to detain the company's CEO.
Bloomberg is reporting that the Malian government wants the money to resolve a tax dispute. Resolute's shares were suspended yesterday, but are down 40% since Chief Executive Terry Holohan and 2 colleagues were detained last week. The Mali government is saying that Resolute should pay the money to settle a dispute over alleged back taxes following a sector-wide audit. The report says the parties are discussing perhaps Resolute paying half now, half later. We just hope that Mr. Holohan and his colleagues are well.
Indeed. Story number 3, the CEO of superfund Cbus has apologised to members after the corporate watchdog launched actions against the $90 billion plus fund over alleged customer service failings involving grieving families and disabled people.
The story's been running for a few days. The allegation is that the fund delayed paying up to $20 million in death and disability payments. If ASIC's claim is proven in court, it means Cbus could face fines of between $33 million and $49 million. Where does that money come from, though? Is that members' funds? Good question. CEO Christian Falk yesterday told a Senate inquiry he wouldn't speculate on where the money would come from. He did, though, apologise for the fund's failure to look after customers making death benefit or disability insurance claims. Falk also defended payments Cbus make to the CFMEU. He said they're of incredible value. He talked about the fact that they were doing partnership programs, that type of thing, but he's under fire for that one as well.
Story number 4, politicians from both sides of the aisle are lining up to support Kevin Rudd as Australia's ambassador to the United States.
Yes, this is the Kevin Rudd who called Donald Trump a village idiot, a traitor to the West, amongst other things. Yesterday, Health Minister Mark Butler called him a high-calibre representative who works well on both sides of politics. Other coalition members or coalition luminaries, so Peter Dutton being one, Malcolm Turnbull, Tony Abbott, they've all come out on Kevin Rudd's side. The problem is, one of Donald Trump's advisors, Dan Scavino, a couple of days ago posted an hourglass with the sand running out next to a statement from Mr. Rudd that congratulated the president-elect. Mr. Scavino has just been nominated as Trump's Deputy Chief of Staff, obviously not a fan of Kevin Rudd. Maybe the sand is running out.
Perhaps. While we're on the topic of Donald Trump, it leads us neatly into story number 5. The surprising appointments from Mr. Trump continue, with controversial Congress member Matt Gaetz named as Attorney General.
Yes, that's a top law enforcement job. He's an ally of Donald Trump who was investigated for sex trafficking but not criminally charged. He was also investigated for illegal drug use and for accepting improper gifts. Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, she's been made Director of National Intelligence, absolutely no experience in intelligence. We spoke yesterday about Pete Hegseth. He's the Fox News Weekend co-host. He's been asked to lead the Pentagon, 3 million people. All have to get through the Congress process. The fight will be fierce, not just from Democrats, but Republicans as well. In fact, Matt Gaetz was criticised by Republicans yesterday after his name was announced by Donald Trump.
All right, there we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you very much, Michael.
It's Friday, the 15th of November, 2024. Remember to hit follow on the podcast, and in 5 minutes isn't enough. You can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.